Hello and welcome to English for You. I'm Seb.
I'm Chickling.
And today we're talking about a subject which I'm sure everybody loves to talk about. High school.
Oh.
Yeah, fun. So, we're both a little bit older. We've both finished high school. But Chickling, did you enjoy high school?
Yeah, I think I did.
You had a good time?
I was like a very happy teenager. I stayed over at my friends' places all the time. And my parents, they let me do whatever I wanted to do. So I think I was quite happy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, right.
Did they spoil you a little bit?
A little bit. I think maybe it's because I'm like the youngest child in the family.
Of course, yeah.
Right. And what about you?
I would say that my experience in high school was quite good. I enjoyed myself mostly. I had some struggles. I think one of the biggest ones was that I was a little bit different. I was not the best at focusing. I'm still not the best at focusing. So kind of like, classrooms are not really my place to be. But also I was quite a shy person as well. So like, I dealt with that. I had that to go through in high school, but mostly I had a very good experience. So nothing particularly bad. But, some people do go through certain things when they're in high school. And one of those is body image, isn't it? Right.
It's so bad.
Right. Especially, teenagers, especially teenage girls.
They like to make fun of things they don't like or... pick on you or do things to hurt you.
And your body is changing and there's all these rules and ideas about how you should be and what you should look like. So that's actually what today's story. Today is a literature article and our story article is going to be a little bit about that. That's in our story. So we will start in a second with our article about Dumpling. The story is called Dumpling. So stick around.
Reading.
Dumpling. Willowdean Will Dixon has always been comfortable in her own skin. She has proudly called herself a fat girl ever since she was small. What's more, neither her small-minded hometown nor her beauty pageant crazy mother can change who she is. That is, until she turns 17 years old. Already for a few months, Will has been dealing with the loss of her Aunt Lucy. Until now, she has had the support of Ellen, her best friend. Ellen has always been slim and traditionally beautiful, and that doesn't bother Will. But when Ellen starts hanging out with a shallow, popular girl, the two of them grow distant. Soon after, Will meets Beau. He's handsome and sporty, and she isn't surprised that she's attracted to him. However, when she finds out Beau likes her back, Will feels ashamed of her weight for the first time. She thinks that because she's not thin, people will laugh at her if they see her with Beau. Will is determined to get her confidence back, so she decides to sign up for Miss Teen Bluebell, the local beauty pageant.
Okay, so our story starts like this. Willowdean Dixon has always been comfortable in her own skin. And Willowdean, we're going to be calling her Will from now on. She calls herself Will normally. That's her nickname. So we saw a phrase there, didn't we?
Right, 我们现在这个片语comfortable in her own skin. 所以我们大家照翻一下，在自己的皮肤里面感到很舒服。那你们是不是可以猜到意思呢？那我们就进入今天的 Pocket Phrase Go。Pocket
Phrase Go!
大家有没有听过做自己好自在？哇，王妍希上讨厌那款假仙的人。我经常的医院的同事拢无介意哇，大家呢都不喜欢我，但是我呢怎么样 ？Though my colleagues don't like me, I am so comfortable in my own skin that I have no problem working at the hospital. 我呢还是非常的落落大方跟他们相处没问题啦。Feel comfortable 觉得很自在，什么状况呢 ？In one's own skin 在自己皮肤里面呢觉得很自在，就表示做自己充满自信，绝对不 就是呢畏畏缩缩、尴尬癌发作的那种状况咯。
Okay, so I think that's like it's a great thing, to be comfortable in your own skin, to feel that you're happy with the way that you are. So Will, she has proudly called herself a fat girl ever since she was small. Okay, so we know that she's overweight.
Right.
But the great thing about Will is she's very confident and she doesn't want to change the way she is. So we saw that with the pocket phrase go. And that's kind of what we're saying with fat girl. She calls herself a fat girl proudly. She's okay with it.
好，你们看到这个，所以她其实从小就很骄傲，称自己是一个胖女孩哦。那这边看到一个片语 ever since， 它就是从此的意思。那我们造一个 ever since 到一个句子 ，She has been depressed ever since she got divorced. Oh,
I see. Well, that's not Will, is it?
Right.
What's more, neither her small-minded hometown nor her beauty pageant crazy mother can change who she is. Okay, so there, real quick, we saw that we had a kind of a compound adjective. We had beauty pageant. We'll find out what that means in a second. Beauty pageant crazy. So when we put crazy on the end of certain things, we mean that somebody is a big fan of something, or they're really excited about something, or they just can't stop thinking about something. Her mum is obsessed with beauty pageants.
Okay, 就跟 like you're nuts about something 差不多
Yes,
意思。
nuts about it.
OK， 所以练功坊的文法我们看一下，今天是 neither 怎么样，然后 nor， 那这个其实跟 either blah 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 or blah 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 一样，都是对等连接词，用来连接两个对等的单字，片语或是句子都是可以这样用，不是就是 either 怎么样 or 不是怎么样就是怎么样，那么 neither 怎么样 nor 怎么样，就是既不怎么样也不怎么样。How, for example, the first one, the answer is either true or false. 那么有些人会念 either， 有些人会念 is either true or false. 那么第二个句子 neither Lisa nor Michael will be here. 两个人都不会到的意思 ，Lisa 跟 Michael 都不会到。好，那么老师刚刚有讲到 beauty pageant 这一个字，它就是选美比赛的意思。所以我们整一个文章的意思就是，不管啊他的胸襟狭小的家乡，可能这个家乡他比较没有办法接受事情啊 ，they're not open-minded， 就是这个家乡的人比较胸襟狭小。那为了选美比赛着迷的母亲，也都没有办法改变她。She just likes the way she is, right?
She does. She likes the way she is, and even though that her hometown might have a lot of people in her hometown might have lots of ideas about the way girls should look, she's happy the way she is. However, the article says that is until she turns 17 years old. Okay, so the article is now kind of setting us up for something not so good that's about to happen.
And next, the article says, already for a few months, Will has been dealing with the loss of her aunt, Lucy.
I see. So the word loss there that we saw means that someone has passed away.
Right.
So her aunt Lucy has died, basically, and Will is dealing with that. We deal with something when we are kind of working through the emotions of a difficult experience. So she's mourning her aunt Lucy.
So like when somebody passed away, and then you can comfort your friend by saying, I'm sorry for your loss. So
exactly. I'm sorry for your loss. Until now, she has had the support of Ellen, her best friend. Okay, so that is our first vocab word for today, support, which is a noun, and support is the help that we give someone. In the article, we used support to mean the help and sympathy that Will is getting because her aunt passed away, because of the loss of her Aunt Lucy. She has her best friend's support, but we could also say that her best friend is supporting her. That's because support can be both a noun and a verb. We can use support in other ways too. Support can also be the money that you give to someone to help them or to help a group get by. So you might if you go to college thanks to your parents' support, what we mean there is that they are paying for your apartment, they might be paying for your tuition. But we could also say support to mean that you agree with something. So you could support someone's decision to do something. You could support, for example, your sister's decision to go to another country. You agree with her decision to go to another country. Now let's look at an example sentence. It was very hard for Johnny to lose his father, but with his friend's support, he made it through the difficult experience.
好 ，right， 那我们看一下 support。support 这个字呢，我们在这边是当名词在文章中，那我们也是可以当动词的。那么老师刚刚提到 support 是可以金钱上的援助，所以我们刚刚说可以当动词我们用动词来造一个句子。He has a family to support。他必须要支撑一个家庭。那么一样当形容词的时候加上 IVE 在结尾，就可以变成支持的意思。For instance,kids with supported parents often do better at school.
Right. If your parents are supportive, you will do better.
Right. And next year article also says, Ellen has always been slim and traditionally beautiful. And that doesn't bother Will.
No, it doesn't bother Will. Now, bother is a verb, and when someone or something bothers us, they annoy us. It doesn't bother Will that Ellen is slim because she is okay with the fact that they have different body shapes, which I think is a really good thing, a really good message for readers. However, it bothers her when her mother calls her dumpling. That's because she doesn't like the nickname. It annoys her when her mother calls her Dumpling. That's actually why the book is called Dumpling, because it's a kind of a mean nickname that her mum has for her. So she doesn't have a supportive mum, basically. Anyway, back to bother, and otherwise anything that annoys us a bit bothers us. So it always bothers me when I have to work late at night or when I have to get up early on Monday morning, right? That is a bother. We can use a noun as well. We can say that something is a bother. If something small bothers us, though, we can also call it a pet peeve.
Right.
So just like, I don't know, an example of a pet peeve for me is maybe somebody who finishes their sentences with right all the time. You know, like everything becomes a question.
Oh, right.
You know what I'm saying, right? That's a little bit annoying for me. That always annoys me. So that is a pet peeve.
Hopefully I didn't do that like a lot.
You'll be thinking about it now.
Right.
Okay. You just did it. There you go.
I just
Okay, example sentence. It bothered Trent when his boss asked him to speak with him 5 minutes before he planned to go home. Ugh, that would bother me too.
So, 所以我们来讲一下 bother 这一个字所以 when people are rude or when they make sounds when eating, it just really bothers me. Like when they chew their food very loudly. It's just so annoying to me. How 那就是说这是一个 bother to me. 老师刚刚有讲。那么 bother 呢，它是一个动词就是使别人烦恼，担心厌烦也是 OK 的嘛，在这边是当动词。那么有一个 phrase 我们也蛮常用 can't be bothered. So when you can't be bothered doing something.
I love that phrase.
Right,
yeah.
to do so. Oh, see, I just did that again. That means you're too lazy to do something. So, for instance, I can't be bothered to do my laundry. 代表 I am too lazy to do my laundry. Or don't bother dropping me off at the train station. I could take the bus there. 代表说不用麻烦了，你不用麻烦载我去了，我可以自己搭公车嘛。那我们刚刚讲老师有讲到 bother 可以当一个动词，就是 trouble 或者是 problems 的意思。那我们沿用上一句，不用麻烦载我到火车站啊，你就可以回他说，It's really no bother， 真的代表不麻烦啦。
Exactly. But when Ellen starts hanging out with a shallow, popular girl, the two of them grow distant. I see. So we've actually got 2 vocab words there. But first, what does hang out with mean? Ellen starts hanging out with a shallow, popular girl.
好那 hang out with 其实我们蛮常用的，我们就是打发时间、鬼混。不要讲鬼混，不好听厮混嘛，就是跟人家混时间。那你问人家要不要打发时间，就说 You wanna hang out？ 要不要一起去打发时间呢？It basically means spending time with each other and doesn't matter what you do.
So we also saw the word shallow, a shallow, popular girl. Now, shallow is an adjective. And Chiglin, have you ever seen the movie Mean Girls?
I've heard of it. I haven't watched it.
You've never seen the movie Mean Girls?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, maybe that movie is getting a little bit too old. Maybe this reference is too old. But if any of you have seen the movie Mean Girls, some of the main characters are 3 very rich, very popular girls who only care about looks, shopping, and controlling the school. So these girls in Mean Girls are shallow. Shallow is an adjective we use to talk about someone who only cares about looks or appearances, but is not interested in more meaningful things. Often, but not always, shallow people are not very honest and will tell lies because they only care about making themselves look good in other people's eyes. We can say that someone who tells a lot of lies, says one thing to your face and another thing behind your back, is two-faced. Or we could also say that they are fake. Example sentence here. Riley's new girlfriend is very shallow. When they go on dates, she cares more about taking photos for Instagram than she does about talking to him. I've met some people like that before.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so are they your friends?
Not fun to have dinner with. Not fun to have dinner with. On their phone the whole time.
好，老师刚刚讲到 two-faced，这也是一个 compound adjective， 它意思就是双面的、双面人的，这代表一个人很假。那我们这一个形容词肤浅的 shallow， 就是我们文章中的意思。这个字也可以形容水很浅，像是She always makes sure that her children stay in the shallow end of the pool.
Right.
她一直有在注意孩子们待在游泳池的浅水处。那回到文章句子，所以当 Ellen 开始跟一名肤浅但是又很受欢迎的女生开始当朋友后，Will 跟 Ellen 两个人就变得很 distant. Let's also take a look at the meaning.
Right, distant is an adjective, and you might already know that distant can mean far away, but it can also be used to describe the relationship between two people. We say that two people become distant or grow distant when they used to be close, but they have since become less close. So the article is basically saying that Will and Ellen become less close friends because of their differences. But less close friends doesn't sound very nice, so we say more distant. Similarly, we can say that someone is distant when they seem like they are thinking a lot about something, probably something bad, or they're worried about something, or they're distracted by something. Meanwhile, if someone is cold with us, that's lengdan, then they behave in an unpleasant way with us because they are angry. So here's an example sentence now using distant. Evan and his mother became distant after they had a huge argument at her 50th birthday party.
好，我们看一下 distant 这一个字，它是一个形容词，那是疏远的、冷淡的意思。所以远房亲戚，其实我们可以用这个字，a distant, your distant relative， 或者是 distant relatives， 就是远房亲戚。那么我们应该有看过 distance 这一个名词，距离的意思。那我们如果说要对某件事情或某个人疏离，你就可以说 to keep someone's distance from someone or something. For instance, you should keep your distance from that fellow. 你应该离那个家伙远一点。那么 as a verb 也是冷淡，然后是疏远某一个人。那我们改写上面的句子就可以变成 You should distance yourself from that fellow.
That's true. So they've become distant, Will and Ellen, and that's the first problem that she has when she turns 17. But there's another one too. Soon after, Will meets Beau. He's handsome and sporty, and she isn't surprised that she's attracted to him. Okay, I'm not sure why this is a bad thing, Girl meets boy, girl is attracted to boy.
I don't think it is a bad thing.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a bad thing now, but the way the article is going makes us think it's going to be a bad thing. But we saw the word attract there, which is a verb, and attract is an interesting verb because when we're talking about people, we normally use it in the passive voice. So it's normally to be attracted to someone, not to attract someone. Why is this? Well, because to be attracted to someone is another way of saying that you like someone normally as more than a friend. Will is attracted to Beau. She thinks he's handsome and she has a crush on him. We could also say that Sam was attracted to Penny, so he asked her out on a date. We don't just use attract to talk about relationships, though. We can also say that we are attracted to a certain place, thing, or activity if we suddenly get an interest in it. For example, Emma was attracted to the idea of studying in Spain, so she started looking at college programs there. Let's look at one more example sentence now. Max was attracted to Fiona, but there was nothing he could do. She was his brother's girlfriend. Ooh, that is a tricky situation to be in, yeah.
好，我们看一下 attract. Attract 是一个动词啊，是吸引，然后引起好感的意思。那么老师有说到，你被谁吸引啊 ？Be attracted to someone， 代表你喜欢谁嘛？刚老师都有提到 ，attract 不一定是指你真的是喜欢上一个人哦，你对一个事物也是可以的。所以我们像旅游景点就可以说 tourist attraction， 就是一个 tourist site， 也是可以用 attraction 这一个字。譬如说呢 ，the city attracts many tourists。这个城市吸引了很多的游客。
However, and this is where the problem comes in. However, when she finds out that Bo likes her back, Will feels ashamed of her weight for the first time.
Oh.
I see. Okay, we'll get to talk about this a little bit more in the next episode because we're short on time. But what does ashamed mean?
Ashamed 就是羞愧的、惭愧的意思。所以，如果有人做很糟糕、很过分的事情，就可以跟他说 "You should be ashamed of yourself."
Yeah, how could you do something like that? So why does she feel ashamed? Well, she thinks that because she's not thin, people will laugh at her if they see her with Bo. I see. So they probably think that because she's a larger frame, she's plus size, she shouldn't have a sporty boyfriend.
So Will is determined to get her confidence back. So she decides to sign up for Miss Teen Bluebell, the local beauty pageant.
Right, she's determined to get her confidence back. Now, determined is an adjective, and have you ever felt like you have something to do, or that no matter how difficult it is, you're sure that you're going to do it, or you're really driven to try and achieve a goal? Well, then you feel determined to achieve that goal, or you feel determined to do that thing. Determination, that's the noun form, is a feeling we get when we really want to do something. We can feel determined to pass an exam, or determined to get onto a sports team. Now let's look at a quick example sentence. Many people told Ria that she couldn't start her own business, but she was determined to do it.
所以这个字就是意志坚定、坚定不移的意思，所以我们就可以说 be determined to do something， 下定决心去干嘛嘛。那么当然当了动词也是可以的 ，determine 是一个动词决定。譬如说你的态度决定了你的高度 ，you can say your attitude determines your altitude. And then confidence 就是自信心嘛，所以你缺乏自信就可以说 lack of confidence. 所以 Will 他下定决心找回信心，然后报名 sign up for something， 参加当地的选美比赛。
Yes, so Will has signed up for this beauty pageant. What's going to happen next? We're going to find out tomorrow in our Day 2 article. But first, let's go to our For You chat question.
For You chat.
Okay, so here's a good question. Many people in Will's hometown believe you need to be thin to be pretty. How do you think people feel in Taiwan? Explain your answer. So, Chickalin, do you think Taiwan has very strict beauty standards or ideas about the way people should look?
Yes, I think so.
Right.
Yeah, especially when you're working in maybe like an industry where your looks are very important, and people like people in the audience or maybe your fans, they see you, they might compare you with another, like an artist, another model. Yeah,
right.
We still compare. We still have that standard inside a little bit.
Of course.
Which is not really good. I don't like that.
Yeah, and I mean, just from my perspective, having been here for a couple of years, I think that definitely people appreciate being thin here. So I think there's a little bit of a similarity with the story in a way. Definitely, you look at celebrities, Taiwanese celebrities, they're all pretty slim, or if they're guys, they're muscular. There's definitely a body type that is more desirable in Taiwan. And I would love to talk more about that. But we're out of time for today. We will try and get back to this topic again tomorrow in tomorrow's article. So join us then when we'll be carrying on with our review of Dumpling. So we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Dumpling. Willowdene Will Dixon has always been comfortable in her own skin. She has proudly called herself a fat girl ever since she was small. What's more, neither her small-minded hometown nor her beauty pageant crazy mother can change who she is. That is, until she turns 17 years old. Already for a few months, Will has been dealing with the loss of her Aunt Lucy. Until now, she has had the support of Ellen, her best friend. Ellen has always been slim and traditionally beautiful, and that doesn't bother Will. But when Ellen starts hanging out with a shallow, popular girl, the two of them grow distant. Soon after, Will meets Bo. He's handsome and sporty, and she isn't surprised that she's attracted to him. However, when she finds out Bo likes her back, Will feels ashamed of her weight for the first time. She thinks that because she's not thin, People will laugh at her if they see her with Beau. Will is determined to get her confidence back, so she decides to sign up for Miss Teen Bluebell, the local beauty pageant.
Vocabulary Review. Support. Rebecca had a difficult time preparing for her exams, but with the support of her teacher, she passed them. Bother. It really bothered Fiona that Ryan never responded to her messages online. Shallow. Jocelyn is a very shallow person. She only dates men who are wealthy. Distant. Quentin was worried when his wife became distant after their argument. Attract. Nicholas has been attracted to Julia ever since he first met her, but he's too shy to ask her out. Determined. Everyone told Trish that she wasn't good enough to be an actress, but she was determined to succeed.
字汇小补帖
Beauty pageant. Ashamed. Confidence.
以上节目是由活用空中美语制作，活用空中美语杂志，请洽询全国各大书店。如欲索取试听教材，请来电02-2364-4000 02-2364-4000，或上网查询，网址是 www.english4u.net www.english4u.net